Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Okay, videos on, please, everyone. Let us start with our class. Okay, Saklen. Okay, so last time we did sound chapter. Today we are going to start with metals and non-metals. Physics, chemistry. We have one more chapter left, which is carbon and its compound, which is basically organic chemistry. Okay, so organic chemistry is left. Sorry. And today we are going to do metals and non-metals. Some idea about metals you already got when we were doing acid basis chapter. Also, I told you metallic reactivity series. That time I gave you an idea how metals react with acid. Remember those chemical equations we have done? What happens when metal reacts with acid? Okay, so some of those will be included in this chapter also. Okay. Okay, so let us start with our chapter metals and non-metals. Now, can you think of some objects which are made up of metals or non-metals and which we use regularly in our daily life? Can you think of it? Any one or two object?
Bicycle is made up of metals.
Yes, which metal mainly?
Steel.
Steel is not a metal. Steel cycles
Iron.
are also. Iron is there. Okay, iron cycles, if iron parts are there. See, iron is always there in wherever the strength is required. In construction of building, iron is required. You have seen iron rods and everything. Okay, so iron is a metal which is used a lot in our day-to-day life. So many smileys, Hafia. You can also smile. Okay, so iron is one important metal. Any other metal which we use regularly? In kitchen, do we use any metal?
Utensils.
Utensils are made up of? Steel is an alloy. Okay, steel is an alloy. So I'm asking you other utensils. Iron utensils are also used. Aluminium utensils are used. Okay, so aluminium is a metal. Iron is a metal. All these things are metal. Can you name a non-metal without which we cannot live?
Plastic.
No, plastic doesn't come in non-metal. Plastic is another material. You cannot live, means you cannot breathe.
Oxygen, ma'am.
Yes, so oxygen is a non-metal. You cannot live without oxygen. Okay, you cannot breathe. Okay, so there are many examples of metals and non-metals like sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. All these are metals. Okay, uh, chlorine, fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus, these are non-metals. Okay, now if you can imagine the periodic table and remember which side of periodic table do you find metals? Which side of the periodic table are metals? If you remember the name of the groups also, you can tell me that. Can anyone remember? What is the name of first group, second group of periodic table? Refer backwards, check your pages. See, just see the periodic table. Is it there in your textbook? Periodic table is there, I think, no?
Yes,
so what are the names of the first and second group? And what are the names of the last 2-3 groups? You remember now what is group? Group is vertical column. Okay.
ma'am, the last group. has noble gases.
Last group has noble gases, correct. Safia, you are correct. Why, Safia, you're not speaking today? You are writing in chat. Safia, you are correct. But alkaline metal is which group name?
Ma'am, maybe first.
It is alkali metal. Second one is alkaline earth metals. Okay. So from the name it suggests first and second group, they lie on which side of periodic table?
Left hand side.
Left hand side. So that means on the left hand side of periodic table, we have metals, and on the right hand side of the periodic table, we have non-metals. Okay. On the extreme left, we have metals in the periodic table. On extreme right, we have non-metals. So the halogen group, the halogen group, the oxygen group, the carbon family, all these groups are non-metals, okay? And the inert gases also. And metals are first group, second group, third group object, third group substances are elements are amphoteric in nature. Means they behave sometimes like metal, sometimes like non-metal. So aluminium is amphoteric. Okay, that is acidic and basic. Okay, leave it. So aluminium is also a metal, but its oxide is amphoteric in nature. That means it behaves like acidic as well as basic. Okay, sometimes. Okay, so we coming back to metals and non-metals. Metals, if you can imagine the physical properties of metal, means how does it look like? Imagine all the metals: iron, aluminium, copper, then what else? Iron, aluminium, copper, sodium, potassium, calcium, most of the metals, zinc. Okay, so these metals, if you observe, mostly you have seen copper, you have seen iron, you have seen. So what is look wise, what is its appearance? Gold, silver, all these are metals. Platinum, all these are metals.
They're shiny.
They are shiny. Yes, very good. They are shiny. So the property of metal, physical property of metal includes that metals possess luster. Okay, shiny ko we say luster. Metals are lustrous. Means the shiny appearance is called as lustrous. Okay, then they are hard. They are strong. Mostly solids. Okay, these are the properties of metals. Physical property. Physical means which you can differentiate or which you can identify by seeing the object, by seeing the substance. Okay, so they are hard, they are shiny, lustrous. Okay, when you strike a metal, do they produce sound?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that is why you have seen the school bells. If you see school bells, ton, 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 they are made up of metals. Okay. So that is why it is called as metals are sonorous. Sonorous means they produce sound when it is hit by a object or a substance or a stick. Okay. So metals are lustrous, metals are hard, metals are mostly solid, metals are sonorous. Okay, then copper wire. Have you seen copper wire? So copper metal can be made into form of wire. Okay, so metal, this property in which metal can be formed in the form of wire is called as ductility. Okay, so metals are ductile. Okay, I'll write down these. I think the properties are there in the textbook also. I'll just write it in short. So the properties, physical properties and chemical properties of metals and non-metals are very important. This is chapter number 27. So we'll do physical properties of metals. First one, I'll write in short, hard. Okay, they are hard. Acha, exception also I'll write. Exception is, see, there is always exception. So most of the metals are hard. Exception is sodium. Sodium is soft. Okay. Matlab, that soft that it can be cut using knife. So this is an exception in exceptions you have to remember, because exceptions MCQs mein puchte hai. So it can be cut using knife. Sometimes it is asked, name a metal which can be cut using knife, or name a metal which is not hard. Okay. So so most of the metals are hard. Most of the metals are solids. Now here also exception is there. You know what is an exception? Which metal is liquid? Tell me.
Mercury.
Yes, mercury. Exception. It is, mercury is only liquid metal. Okay, hard, solids. Then I told metals are sonorous. Sonorous में कोई exception नहीं है. Soft metal will not produce sound. Sonorous means produce characteristic sound when struck. Okay, so example is your school bell. Then they are good conductors. All metals, you know, they are good conductors of heat and electricity both. So all metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Fifth, ductile. Okay, ductile means ductility is the property. Ductile, ductility. Ductile adjective हो गया, ductility noun हो गया, means property of drawing into wires. So metals can be drawn into wires. For example, copper wires are there. Okay, most of the wires are made up of metals. 6, malleable. Metals are malleable means they can be beaten into sheets, like aluminium sheets, iron sheets you can get. So malleable means can be beaten into sheets, like aluminium and all. So mostly these are the properties. Okay, 7th, density, high density. They have high density. Okay, these are the main important. Okay, luster I left. They are lustrous. Lustrous, or you can write have luster. Okay, so these are the important physical properties of metals. Same reverse is for non-metals. Physical properties of metals are non-metals, they are soft. Okay, they are solids. Metals are mostly solids, whereas non-metals can be solid, liquid and gas. Okay, liquid non-metal is bromine. Bromine is liquid non-metal. Okay, they are not sonorous. Non-metals are not sonorous. They are not good conductors of heat and electricity. Exception is there, graphite. It is a non-metal, but it is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, Graphite is a very good conductor of electricity. So that is an exception. Non-metals ka exception I'll write just reverse of just reverse of metals property. Okay, so they are mostly solid. They can be solid, liquid, and gas. Bromine is a liquid non-metal. Okay, bad conductor of electricity except graphite. Exception, graphite. Graphite is a non-metal, but it is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, bad conductor of electricity ho gaya. Then they are brittle. They are not hard. They will break. Okay, so they are brittle. Exception, diamond. Diamond is a non-metal, but it is very hard. Okay. Also, diamond is a better conductor of heat and electricity better than copper. Okay, but it is a non-metal. Okay, so these are few important facts about metals and non-metals. Everything is there in your textbook also. Point wise, if you remember, because questions they'll not ask directly, give 5 properties of metals and non-metals. Questions will be asked like name metal which is liquid at room temperature, or name a non-metal which is a good conductor of electricity. Name a metal which is not hard, which is hard. Name a non-metal which is hard. Okay, so diamond ho gaya. So these are I'll share the textbook. You can see the comparison is given over here, malleability and ductility. Don't get confused in these two. Usually children get confused ki malleability kisko bolte hain, ductility kisko bolte hain. Ductility is drawing into wires. Property of drawing a metal into wires is ductility, and beating a metal into sheets is malleability. Okay, so metals are malleable and ductile both, except a few metals like sodium, potassium. Why? Because they are very soft metals. So soft metals hai, so they cannot be beaten into sheets and drawn into wire because they are very soft. They can be cut using knife. So metallic luster, they have shine. Okay, non-metals do not show any luster. Hardness, metals are generally hard. Non-metals are soft in comparison to metals, except I have told you diamond. Physical state exists in solid and liquid state. Liquid, one liquid is there. Non-metals exist in solid, liquid, and gas. Sonorous, produce sound when struck. They are non-sonorous. High density, low density, good conductor of electricity, bad conductor of electricity. So this way you can remember. These are the important exceptions that I have already given you. One more important point which I left, I think I left this point. Gold, silver, platinum, copper are found in free state. They are less reactive metal. Okay, this is because of their poor reactivity as compared to other metals. Okay, and gold, silver, or platinum, these are called as noble metals. Why noble? Because they are means they are least reactive. They do not react with other things. You know, remember noble gases, na? Same way, these are noble metals. Noble metals means gold, silver, platinum, not copper. Okay, gold, silver, platinum, these are noble, called as noble metals because they are very less reactive. Their reactivity is very less. So that is why they do not react with other elements. Okay. If you remember the metal reactivity series, I have given you in that chapter, jahan pe hum pad rahe the displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. Remember types of chemical reaction? Do you remember the metal reactivity series I gave? Towards the end, top pe tha sodium, potassium, calcium. These were the most reactive metals on the top, and end mein, niche mein you had these metals. Okay, at the bottom. So these are least reactive metals. Okay. Now, which properties of gold allows it to make ornament? Because ornaments means you are making it into different designs and all. So which property, tell me, will allow gold to make it into ornaments? Which metallic physical state wali property?
Malleability.
Yes, malleability and ductile, you can say. These are the properties which will allow gold to make ornaments. Name a few metals which are also luster. Ornaments, so they are shiny, right? So luster also. Name a few metals which are found in free state. Already given answer over here. Gold, silver, platinum, copper. Metals are generally very hard. Name the metal which is soft like wax. So name the metal. What is that metal?
Sodium.
Sodium. Name a non-metal which is good conductor of electricity.
Graphite.
Graphite, yes. Name two metals which show malleability and ductile. So any two metals you can say: copper, aluminium, gold. Okay. So most of the metals show these properties. Okay. Now coming to chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Okay. So chemical properties may you have to remember how they react. Reaction will be there in chemical properties. Okay. Now, if you remember through periodic table, that metal exists on the left hand side of the periodic table. Like in the first group, you have all the elements. First group may all the elements in the first group. What is the characteristic of valence electron in the first group? Tell me. In first group, how many valence electrons are there? Do you remember any element of first group? You have to remember.
There is only one valence electron.
Yes, I told you now, number of group means number of valence electrons. Second group, 2 valence electron. First group, 1 valence electron. Third group, third is actually 3A is actually 13 group. 13 group means 2, 8, 3, 3 valence electron. Okay, 4A group, 4 valence electron. This way it goes on, and last group, noble gases, 18 or 8A group, okay, had 8 valence electrons, so complete shell. Okay, so that is why first group, if you see these metals can easily lose valence electron. I have told you, number of electrons are less than 4, then they can easily lose it. Otherwise, they will gain electron. They will try to gain electron and attain stability. Okay, so metals that because of this property, metals are called as electropositive. Why electropositive? Because metals can easily lose electron and form positive ion, which is called as cation. If you take an example of sodium, sodium will lose 1 electron and become positive charge, 1 positive charge. Okay, you know sodium has got, what is the valency of sodium? 2A. What is the number? Atomic number is 11. So 281 is sodium. Okay, this is Na, sodium. Potassium is 2881. Okay, and uske pehle kya hota tha? Lithium. Lithium is 21. All of these are first group elements. You can see lithium will lose 1 electron to attain stability and it becomes Li plus ion. Sodium will lose 1 electron and it becomes Na plus positive ion. And this potassium will also lose 1 electron and become K plus ion. So because of this property, metals are called as electropositive in nature. Means they will generally have 1, 2, or 3 electrons. So if you remember the atomic number of the element, you can find out whether that element is a metal or non-metal. A metal will have outermost how many valence electrons? 1, 2, or 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are non-metals. So metals will have only 1, 2, or 3 valence electrons, and that is why they can easily lose these valence electron, and therefore they are called as electropositive in nature. Okay, why? because they form cation, positively charged ion on losing electrons. And the reverse nature is nonmetals. Nonmetals are electronegative in nature because they will have 5, 6, 7 electrons in their valence shells, and they have tendency to form anion by gaining electrons. So if you see chlorine example, chlorine or nitrogen is what? 5. Nitrogen कितना होता है? 5 नहीं होता है. 5, 6, 7. 7 होता है. 2, 5. Okay. So 5 valence electron is there. So it cannot lose 5 electrons. So it will try to gain 3 electron. Okay. And nitrogen will form 3 minus, which is anion, negatively charged. Okay. Negative ion. So that is why they are electronegative in nature. Chemical property may first point metals are electropositive in nature because they have 1, 2, or 3 valence electrons, and they can easily lose those electrons to form cations or electropositive ions and to acquire noble gas configuration. Okay, so that is why they are electropositive, whereas non-metals are electronegative in nature because they have 5, 6, 7 electrons in valence shell, and they have tendency to gain electron and forming anions by forming anions. So this you can see chlorine has formed negative ion. Nitrogen will form 3 minus because it will take 3. Okay. Oxygen is 2, 6. Electronic configuration I'm writing. I have given you everything in that periodic table wala chapter. So 6 is outermost electron. How many more it wants to attain stability? 2. So oxygen will take 2 electron and become 2 minus because it has got 2 extra electron. Protons to 2 kam hai because nucleus mein protons to 6 hai, 8 hai. You have 8 protons, 8 neutrons. But since you have taken extra 2 electrons, so it has got a negative charge. So oxygen will have 2 negative charge because it has taken 2 negative electrons to it attain noble gas configuration. Is it clear? Metals and non-metals, electropositive nature and electronegative nature. Non-metals are electronegative, metals are electropositive. Why it is like that? Because of their outermost electron. So remember, this is an important point to identify metals and non-metals if you remember the atomic number. Okay, outermost electrons 1, 2, and 3, they are metals. 5, 6, and 7, they are 4, 5, 6, 7, they are non-metals. Okay. Actually, 4 may metalloids also come. Okay, so they are called as metalloids. Metalloids means which behaves like metal sometime and non-metal sometimes. So those are metalloids. Boron is a metalloid. Okay, silicon is a metalloid. They appear in 3rd, 4th group of periodic table. Okay, now chemical properties of metals. First point, reaction of metals with oxygen. All the metals react with oxygen to form its oxide. Okay, so sodium, now you know they form oxide. So sodium will react with oxygen, it will form sodium oxide. Now, if you remember to form the formula, you know how to form the formula, sodium and oxygen. Oxygen ki do valency, sodium ki 1 valency. It goes over here and here. So formula of sodium oxide is this. Okay. What is formula of magnesium oxide? MgNO. Magnesium ki valency 2, oxygen ki 2. So MgO. 2 is to 2 is 1 is to 1. So MgO. So all the metals, they react with oxygen to form metal oxide. So metal plus oxygen gives metal oxide. Okay. These oxides, one important property about metal oxide is they are basic in nature. You remember acid, base, and salt. So metal oxides are basic in nature. That means when they react with water, they will form base. Okay. So when sodium oxide plus water will give you NaOH. You remember this? This is a base, NaOH. All hydroxides are base. which is sodium hydroxide. Here it is calcium hydroxide. Okay. Aluminium oxide, when it reacts with acid, it will form, okay, till here, let us, first of all, I'll explain till here. Metals react with oxygen to form metal oxide. These metal oxides are basic in nature because when they react with water, they will form bases. Okay. Now, oxides of aluminium, zinc, tin, iron. These are less reactive metals. Okay. More reactive metals are these. If you keep the reactivity series with you now in front of you, you have reactivity series given in this chapter also. कहीं पे दिया रहेगा. See, this series I have given you in previous chapters only. You can see most reactive metal, sodium, potassium, then sodium, then calcium, magnesium, or yahan se these are moderate reactive metal. Okay, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, hydrogen is a non-metal, but usko beech mein rakh dete hain. Then copper, mercury. This is Ag is silver, Au is gold, and then platinum is also there at the end. So these are least reactive metals. These are moderately reactive metals, and these are most reactive metals on the top. Okay. So most reactive metals, when they react with till magnesium, when they react with oxygen, they form oxide. Okay. So here, which are basic in nature. Okay, which are basic in nature. Why? Because when they combine with water, they form hydroxides, bases. Okay, now oxides of aluminium, all of them form this thing only. Aluminium oxide is, I told you, it is amphoteric in nature, means sometimes it behaves like acid and sometimes like base. Now, when I told you all these reactive metals, jo hai, when these, inke oxides, these are basic in nature. Ye basic hai, okay. So they will react with acids to form what? Salt and water. Remember neutralization reaction, base when reacts with acid to form salt and water. So same way here, you can see aluminium oxide reacts with acid to form salt and water. Okay. And aluminium oxide, because it is amphoteric in nature, it is written over here. It is very important. Remember, aluminium is amphoteric in nature. Aluminium oxide, zinc oxide, tin oxide, and iron oxide. They are amphoteric in nature. That means they can react with acid as well as base. Whereas other oxides, they can only react with acid. They cannot react with base because base will not react with base. Is it clear? These are basic, so they will only react with acid. Whereas these are amphoteric, they will react with base also. Means yahan pe aluminium oxide is acting as base. Okay, and yahan pe it is acting as acid. When it reacts with base, it acts as an acid. When it reacts with acid, it acts as a base. So that means aluminium oxide, zinc oxide, tin oxide, and iron oxide, moderate metals jo hai, inke oxides, they are amphoteric in nature. That means they act as an acid and base both. Depends on what is being reacted with. Okay, and they will form salt and water. Whereas sodium, magnesium, aluminium, calcium, till these four top ke jo four metals hai, reactive metals, they will form oxides, which is always basic in nature, and they will not react with base. They will not react with base because they are only basic. Okay, they will only react with acid to form salt and water. Whereas moderate metal oxides, aluminium oxide, zinc oxide, tin oxide, iron oxide, they are amphoteric in nature. That means they behave like acid as well as base. Okay, so when it can react with acid also, it can react with base also to form salt and water. Understood this, the difference? So exceptions you have to remember. Second is reaction of metals with acid. This we have done in acid bases chapter. Acid reacts with metal to form what? Hydrogen gas and salt. Metallic salt and hydrogen gas. Okay. Hydrogen gas ka testing we have done. Burning of magnesium. No, ye to magnesium ribbon with dilute HCl, not burning of magnesium. So magnesium plus hydrochloric acid, magnesium chloride plus hydrogen. Burns with pop sound. Remember that? Burning splinter burns with pop sound, or burning matchstick burns with pop sound. This reaction we have already done. I'm not going to repeat. You have seen a video also how a metal reacts with acid. Gas is produced. That gas is hydrogen gas. And how do we identify? Everything we have done acid basis chapter. Okay. Next is when metals. So we have done two reactions. Reaction of metal with oxygen. Reaction of metal with acid. Now third is reaction of metal with water. Metals react with water. So जो very high reactive metals है like sodium, potassium, okay, sodium and potassium, they react with cold water to form hydroxide and hydrogen. Okay. Okay. Then next is magnesium. Magnesium reacts with hot water. And aluminium and iron, जो moderate metals है, they react with steam. They will not react with cold water. So as we go down in the reactivity series, remember this. Reactivity series. In the reactivity series, you see actually these three react with cold water. Magnesium reacts with hot water. It will not react with cold water. And ये वाले जो सारे हैं, these reacts with steam. Okay. Now what do they form? Because they are very reactive metal, they can react with cold water and produce hydroxides. Okay. So let us see the reaction. You have to learn all the reactions and remember, ये moderate metals, they do not react with cold water or hot water. They react with steam. Only magnesium reacts with hot water, and higher metals react with cold water. So sodium reacts with cold water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Potassium reacts with cold water to form hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Magnesium reacts with hot water again to form magnesium hydroxide and water. You remember how, if you remember the name of the equation, you can remember the formula also, because you know magnesium or hydroxide. Hydroxide की valency -1 होती है, magnesium की +2 होती है. So how will you exchange it? MgOH twice. So this is magnesium hydroxide. Hydroxide की 1 होती है. Remember, I have told you to remember the valencies of these groups also. Okay. So this is magnesium. So all these reacts with water and hot water to form hydroxide and hydrogen gas. But the metals which react with steam, they form metal oxide, not hydroxide. Okay. So aluminium and iron, they react with steam to form oxides. Remember, not hydroxide. Hydroxide सिर्फ water के साथ जो react करते हैं, they form hydroxide. Those metals which react with steam, they form oxides. So aluminium oxide का formula क्या होगा? Aluminium 3 valency, oxygen 2 valency. Exchange Al2O3. Okay. So aluminium oxide plus hydrogen. Hydrogen will be released in all these cases. Okay. So exception also you have to remember, because reactive metals react differently and moderately reactive metals react differently. Okay. So we have to remember both. What happens when these things are asked, and explain writing a reaction. So reactions are important, balancing you can do. So just remember what happens when magnesium reacts with hot water, aluminium reacts with steam, oxides are formed. Iron reacts with steam, again Fe3O4. Okay, iron की 2 valency होती है. 3 iron की 4 and actually iron की valency 2 होती है, but 2 and 3 होती है. Here it is Fe3O4. Learn कर लो ये वाली equation, because iron you have not done in much detail. Reaction of metals with common bases. Okay. Last है ये. So 4 reactions we have done. Fourth one we are doing. फर्स्ट वन था रिएक्शन ऑफ मेटल्स विथ किसके साथ था? मेटल विथ
ऑक्सीजन मैम.
yes, reaction of metal with oxygen, second reaction of metal with acid, third reaction of metal with water, and fourth reaction of metal with common bases. So because metals are some metals like aluminium and zinc react with common bases. I told you metals mostly basic होते हैं, but ये जो moderate metals है like tin and aluminium, only they are amphoteric, so they will react with bases. Okay, so some metals like aluminium and zinc, they react with base. You can see tin का formula होता है SN. So SN plus NaOH, aqueous, so water is also added because it is aqueous. It forms sodium stannate. Okay, and zinc plus NaOH forms sodium zincate. ये वाले formulae please learn it because ये को इसको रट्टा ही मारना पड़ेगा. Sodium stannate and sodium zincate. These are salts. Okay. Coming to corrosion, you know, सबसे बड़ा corrosion iron का होता है. Iron corrosion is called as rust. Okay, so how it corrodes? Iron in presence of moisture, means water vapor and oxygen, it rust. Okay, so what is the reaction? Fe plus H2O, means क्योंकि moisture बहुत होता है, so it is moisture plus oxygen. Both of them should be present. Then only, that is why iron gets rusted only in moist environment. सिर्फ oxygen है तो it will not rust. So iron dry weather में it will not rust. So iron plus water vapor or water plus oxygen gives brown rust, which is Fe2O3 x H2O. So rust is actually oxidation of iron. Okay. So for rusting of iron, what are the two things required? Moisture and oxygen. Okay. There is an activity showing over here. You can see all the three test tubes A, B, C covered. Okay. First one में water है, distilled water, and nail is kept, iron nail. Second one में more water is there, and third one में anhydrous calcium chloride. Anhydrous calcium chloride means it absorbs moisture. Okay, so that is why whatever moisture is present in this tube, it is getting absorbed by this anhydrous calcium chloride. Okay, so moisture, in absence of moisture, you will not have any rust taking place over here. Okay, whereas in this case you can see water is also there and यहाँ पे air is also there. So because of which this iron rust. Okay, and here you see water is there, air is not there, means more water hai. So here also rust will not take place. Okay, so that is why these observe, this is an activity to show कि water and moisture both are important for rusting. Okay, both oxygen and moisture are present, maximum rusting happened. In case B, only moisture is present, not air, and C may only air is present, not moisture. So that is why in these two conditions, no rust. You can tell me you generally do to prevent your bicycle wheels or iron gate in your garden from rusting. So prevention from rusting, what do we do? What do we do? These are the three things. Painting. You paint it so that iron does not come in contact with moisture or oxygen. Okay. Oiling and greasing also same thing, does not come in contact with, when you grease something, water will not come into it. Okay, so to put a layer of oil or grease on iron objects prevents them from rusting. Iron parts of various machines and vehicles are oiled and greased to prevent rusting. Then galvanization. Now what is galvanization? Coating iron with zinc is called as galvanization. Okay, so when you coat an iron object with zinc, a layer of zinc metal, it is called as galvanized, or the process is called as galvanization. And it is used on large scale for making galvanized iron sheet, because iron is used a lot in construction and all. So so that is why it is, and if it gets rusted, so it weakens. Okay, so that is why the main property of iron, because of its strength we are using it, it's gone. So that is why, to prevent rusting, these are the methods to use. Galvanization. Galvanized iron sheets are used to make drum trunks, other iron containers. And the last one is alloying. Alloying means when two or more metals are mixed. Okay. It is a mixture of metal. We have read na mixture kya hota hai. So it is a mixture of metal. Two or more metals are mixed so that the properties are enhanced. It is called as alloy. So steel is an alloy. Okay. Steel is an alloy of iron. Steel mein kya kya hota hai? See, to improve, alloying is done to improve the quality like resistance towards corrosion, strength, hardness, shining, high tensile strength. So iron metal cannot be used for making utensils because it will rust. So when it is mixed with nickel, chromium, it becomes stainless steel. So it is important. Stainless steel में कौन-कौन से metals हैं? Nickel, chromium and iron. Okay. These three metals form steel. And steel is much more useful because it does not rust. And it has all the properties of iron also. So all the kitchenware. Okay, one more example is gold. Gold also, if you see the ornaments, they are not made up of pure, see, it is written, you'll see 22 karat is printed. But actually 22 karat pure gold is 24 karat. But the ornaments which are made is of 22 karat. This is because 22 karat, 24 karat is very soft, okay, and it cannot be formed into sheets or fine wire. So that is why 22 karat gold is used for making ornaments. Okay, so we'll do till here only. Tomorrow we'll continue from this point. So till here, please revise. Nothing much is there. Chemical and physical properties of metals we have done. And non-metals we have not done. I think non-metals is next. Yes. No, reactivity series and extraction of metal. So nothing much left in this chapter. Only so tomorrow we'll finish this chapter. Okay. Just go through the chapter notes, please, everyone. This chapter में से metals and non-metals में से questions are asked. Okay, and coordinate. Both the chapters are very important. Chemistry ke. So okay, so see you in the maths class. That's all for today. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.